Our fearless commander-in-chief strikes again.
One of the biggest air bases in the world. We gave it to them for nothing. We're trying to get it back, by the way. Okay, that could be a little breaking news. We're trying to get it back.
President Trump dropped a bombshell breaking news during his visit to the UK, saying that he wants to get the Bagram airfield back from the Taliban. And today we're gonna discuss what really happened, why he won it, and what the Taliban said. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. It really helped the channel out, and thank you so much for your support. All right, so everybody know what happened back in 2021 when we did that horrendous withdrawal. So pretty much we left behind $7 billion on equipment and pretty much on equipment. So let's take a look here. According to a August 2023 report from the White House Budget Committee, as of March 2022, the items left behind included military vehicles, over 40,000 military vehicles, including more than 12,000 Humvees valued at $4.13 billion. The operational status of many of these vehicles is unknown, as they require specialized U.S. contractor maintenance. We already know the Taliban fixed all these vehicles, and those vehicles are part of their fleet right now. Aircraft, approximately 80 aircraft were abandoned, valued at $923.3 million. However, experts believe the Taliban lacks the technical expertise to operate or maintain sophisticated equipment like Black Hawk helicopters. We don't know that. Weapons and ammunition. More than 300,000 weapons and over 1.5 million pieces of ammunition were left in the country. Some of these hardware has been sold on the black market and acquired by militant groups in the region. So pretty much we armed the entire region, okay? Communications and surveillance equipment. Nearly all communications, night vision, NVGs, and biometric equipment supplied to the former Afghan forces was left behind. Oh my God. All right, let's go back here. These are the breaking news from this past weekend when Trump dropped a bombshell breaking news during his visit to the UK, saying that he's trying to take back Bagram Air Base from the Taliban. All right, let's take a look here. It says President Donald Trump on Thursday suggested that he is working to reestablish a U.S. presence at Bagram Air Base in Afghanistan, 4 years after America's chaotic withdrawal from the country left the base in the Taliban's hand. We pretty much give them everything we had there for the past 12, 13 years, 15 years. So Trump floated the idea during a press conference with British Prime Minister Keir Starmer as he wrapped up a visit to the UK and tied it to the need for the US to counter its top rival, China. That's the key word here, China. So he said, we're trying to get it back. Trump said of the base and aside to a question about ending Russia's invasion to Ukraine. While Trump described his call for the U.S. military to establish position in Afghanistan as breaking news, the Republican president has previously raised the idea. The White House did not immediately respond to the questions about whether or not the Pentagon has done any planning around returning to the sprawler air base, which was central to America's longest war. But this is the key term. Remember what I told you about China? So this is what I want to show you guys why we won. Well, why Trump wants that the base back. So pretty much we're trying to get it back because they need things from us. Trump said of the Taliban. The president repeated his view that a U.S. president Bagram is of value because of its proximity to China, the most significant economic and military competitor to the United States. But one of the reasons we won that base is, as you know, it's an hour away from where China makes its nuclear weapons, Trump said. So a lot of things are happening. So pretty much he wants to get Bagram Airfield again back from the Taliban because it's only 1 hour away from China where they make their nuclear weapons. So pretty much they want to be near China in case of a war with China. That's pretty much what they're implying right there. They want to be closer to them. I don't know. While the U.S. and the Taliban have no formal diplomatic ties, the sides have had hostage conversation. An American man who was abducted more than 2 years ago while traveling through Afghanistan as a tourist was released by the Taliban in March. So this guy was released early this year after hostages conversations. I just wanted to point that out to you guys. So where we at right now with the Taliban and the Trump administration after he made this statement at the UK minister visit? So guess what? The Taliban responded back, rejecting Trump's bid to retake Bagram Air Base in Afghanistan. So the announcement from Trump came after his visit, and this report from Military Times was in September 18th. The Taliban responded right after that. And Military Times came back on September 22nd with this report stating that the Taliban reject Trump bid to retake Bagram Air Base in Afghanistan. Do you really think the Afghanistan or the Taliban will give their airfield away just like that? I don't know. Let's see the report. It says the Taliban government on Sunday rejected U.S. President Donald Trump's bid to retake Bagram Air Base 4 years after America's chaotic withdrawal from Afghanistan left the sprawling military facility in the Taliban's hand. Trump on Saturday renewed his call to reestablish a U.S. presence at Bagram, even saying, "We're talking now to Afghanistan about the matter." So what? Are we negotiating with the Taliban now? That's what we're doing. Let's continue. He did not offer further details about the purported conversation. Asked by a reporter if he'd consider deploying U.S. troops to take the base. But take a look at this. "We won't talk about that," Trump said. "We want it back, and we want it back right away. If they don't do it, you're going to find out what I'm going to do." On Sunday, Chief Taliban spokesman Zabihullah Mujahid rejected Trump's assertions and urged the U.S. to adopt a policy of realism and nationality. Afghanistan had an economic-oriented foreign policy and so constructive relations with all states on the basis of mutual and shared interest. Mujahid posted on X. So, going back to this, everybody know what happened with the horrendous withdrawal that we had in 2021, and afterwards the Taliban took over the entire region. So pretty much we left everything behind after 10 plus years of a endless war, and now we're trying to get it back because we want to be closer to China. It has to be something else in here, and I don't know what it is. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. But I don't know. I think in first place, we shouldn't left Afghanistan. I don't know what happened there. I don't know what happened behind the scenes, why they decided to withdraw like that. And now trying to get it back after 20 years is a little steep road for us as a nation, as a military. And Trump already stated that if he don't get it, you will see what he will do. I don't know what he will do. I think it's a little dangerous going back to Afghanistan. We're trying to piece out the war between Ukraine and Russia, and also you saw that China make his union with India and Russia as well. So I don't think it's a good idea. I don't know, who knows, but let me know in the comments. Make sure you hit that like, that subscribe. I really appreciate you guys, your support, and we'll see you guys on the next one.